Okay, gang, Tom here. This is an engine that I got from Larry, the DCC guy, after he tore down his layout and he was selling some of his stock, and I got it, and it came with sound and decoder in it, and it was a Tsunami 2, but it was an economy decoder, and I had to swap that out for a non-economy decoder because in the consist you can't do advanced consisting in an economy decoder, so it wasn't working for me. So I got a Tsunami 2 TSU PNP 8 decoder board, put it in, and I hooked it up, and then it fried. Something happened to it, so I had to send it back to Soundtraxx, and they fixed it. And after I sent it back, I thought of something, and on the motor there's a bracket that goes across to keep the motor in place, and I think maybe when I was moving the decoder around a little bit, I might have hit one of the contacts on the bottom of the board and hit that brass thing. So what I did this time is I used some of this kind of tape and covered that brass thing up, and then put the decoder down with some double back tape, and that fixed the problem. And then I got when I put the decoder back in and replaced it, I got the motor working, the sound worked, it sounded great. We'll hear that in a minute. And then I got the front and the rear lights working, and I couldn't get the ditch lights working, and I couldn't figure out why the ditch lights weren't working. And then I was working with Jason, the train freak, and he helped me out with this. And then Soundtraxx, I called them, and then the guy Norman, he had an idea. He wanted to know the wires on the LEDs, what was plus and what was minus, and I says, heck, I have no clue. So what I did was I just took the wires and flipped them, because you put one wire on the plus, the V plus on the board, and the other wire goes to one of the FX pins on the board. So I flipped them, and then the light came on. So the wrong plus wire was I must have got it wrong when I put it in there, so it won't burn out the engine, and the light just won't come on if it's flipped. So I got it working, so now it's all working. So this is a Atherin blue box, and it's a Southern Railway SD40-2, road number 3205. So let's fire up the system and let's see what it does. Okay, now that CSX engine in the back used to run one of my trains, and so I wanted to give this another engine so that when it takes its load up the helix, it can pull it. With one engine taking loads up the helix, it strains it. So now with two engines, and this is another consist I made. So this is consist number 87. I have that in my power cab, and let's see what happens. take that out of the way. Should come to a stop soon. There it goes. See, what happened to me yesterday was I got it all working. I put it back in, I put it all back together, got the couplers on. The fans on the top, I had to 3D print those screens for it because it didn't come with them. And I was running the train, testing it on this track here. And I would run it at speed step 5 or 6, and then I would shut it down to 0, expecting it to stop, and it kept on going. It wouldn't stop. It got all the way to the end of this, so I had to hit the emergency button to get it to stop. So CV 220 is the braking distance, and I had that as a value 50, and I dropped it down to a value of 20. So now it'll stop in a shorter distance. So that's what I got. And then I had to set all the CVs to match in the CSX engine when you econ system together. CVs 3, 4, 23, 24, CV 116, CV 117, and CV 118 all have to be together. But that's it, folks. So this is my new addition to my trains, and I'll be putting it on a layout and running it in a consist eventually. So this is Tom. Hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you all in the next video. Everybody take care.